On the way, to get started in the thick of it and do the water.
Yes. At least I'm not in the front room. I thought you think you're the one.
Let's go, no, that's good, that's good. Well, Lisa's not here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. We need them to. Okay. I'll just use that. Right. Then you break. This.
All right, it is 2:07, so we 7 minutes late. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Does everybody know why we're here today? No. To support our students and our math initiatives here, we're launching math workspaces. Here, right? We're launching math workspaces, and you guys are going to be the leaders and be the spirit of this initiative. You're going to be in charge of this initiative. This is going to be something I want you to try, see if you can visualize making this like your space, or not yours, but one that you are in charge or leading. And we want to give equitable access and opportunities to all of our students. And we really believe through math workspaces, this can give us an edge and help our students get over their hump and help us identify misconceptions and things that may have gotten by in the past. So we're going to start our meeting off how we do all of our meetings. And have Miriam is going to lead the regulate. No, Amber is going to read.
I was like, yeah, I forgot.
No. Amber is going to read. Amber, yes, Amber is leading the relate. Amber? Yes, yes, it is. I can put the link. I'll put the. I'll play. I'm gonna let you.
Well, my name's Amber, but nobody knows. And we're gonna regulate how we do it in one. I don't know what the other classrooms do it, but it's like a little blowfish where it breathes like in. So usually it helps kids in the classroom when they're like overstimulated to regulate a little bit. So.
Oh, you want me to press it now?
Yeah, so we can, how many minutes are we gonna do?
It's 1 minute, but do you want it 2 minutes or one? Okay, do 2 minutes.
We're gonna do it for 2 minutes. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes, it is regulated. Like a puffer fish or something.
Amber, we affirm you. Awesome. Next, we got coming up leading the relate. We have Miriam.
Relate activity. So I don't know if you know this movie. That Out is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, it's basically this movie it's about feelings and emotions, like the joy, sadness, anger, anxiety, embarrassment, envy, yes, fear. So, how do you feel today? So if you can tell me which of these characters do you feel like today? And maybe you can say, I'm good today, or maybe you can pick the number one, or maybe you are tired, maybe number two or four if you are excited. Yeah, so we're gonna start with this side, and yeah, I'm number one. You wanna share why? If not the number?
I know, but you, yes, so I was gonna say, I'm number one because I. Number three and eight. Because I have to my work in my church.
Never say yes out loud. I'm gonna go. My kids are 18 and 22, so I should. But I feel like number one, yeah, it was a quick week.
I feel like it was a lot. I guess 250.
Between 1 and 2, I have done it. So I did 4. Four because I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm number 1. 7 because I pain. I'm happy. One answer. So human and film.
I would say I'm a number one of all the challenges that we face a week and be able to wake up and show up and still smile. I feel very happy and glad.
And for me, I'm number two. I'm tired, but I'm here. Yeah. Okay.
Let's affirm Marion with a big clap. Marion, we affirm you. We are very important role in this. Your supports and you showing up, you being here is more important than I think you guys probably even. I know I probably don't tell you, or you probably don't hear this enough. But like, I'm telling you, when one of you guys miss or you guys out, it's a big deal. We need you guys here. Our children here, they need you. And take this time right here to grasp what you can from this and see how you can add to what you're already doing. All right. That was good. Good regulate, good relate. Thank you for stepping up your door. That's really good. All right. Moving right along. All right. So here's the agenda. What we're going to talk about today. We're not going to spend too much time on the new sequential one. We're going to talk about the different games that we're going to be playing this month, which are Play-Doh, Numerals, Pattern Block Picture Pairs, Autumn Number Picture Pair, Pattern Block Pictures, and Autumn Number Picture Pairs. We're going to spend about 5 minutes or so speaking on one R. I met with, Emily Holden, and she gave me a set of tools that we can use in the workspaces, to help build a connection with the students. We're gonna talk about how to play the games. We're gonna have an opportunity to play the games. We're gonna play the games right now, right here today. We're gonna talk about teaching points. We'll spend a few minutes on that. We're also gonna spend about 9 minutes addressing the different accommodations. We're gonna also, you have trackers. We'll also talk about how to use the tracker. You're gonna be able to go ahead and write all of the students. If you're AM, PM, we'll go ahead and write their names on the tracker before you leave, and we're gonna gather the materials that you need. So let's make this time we're here. We're gonna make it engaging, make it fun. If you have any questions as we move along, feel free to ask. But we're about to keep it rolling. So, so when I met with her for about an hour, and after we got all the information, I met with my partner, I met with Amy. We felt it was best that we focus in on one of the R's, and the R's that we decided that we'll focus on this session is relational. And when you hear relational, when you're talking about relation with students, what comes to mind when you hear relation? Okay, what else? Friendship, good, what else?
Communication.
Communication, what's up? Absolutely. Absolutely. And before anything can happen, that relationship, you establish that relationship, I believe the other R's will come naturally or come easy. Some of that stuff you're already doing. You're really already doing a lot of stuff. So who want to volunteer to read this slide? Relational? Who want to volunteer? Go ahead. Yeah.
Zero separation. Zero separation. Shell. Model. Free. Repayment. Traditional. Traditional. How fun would be students playing the game? Very into the teacher-student relationship. What features of the content can you connect with the students' assets?
What features can you connect with the assets? You might have somebody like building, stacking blocks, you like different shape, you may like art. What connections can you make to things that you know about the student? You build that connection. You lean into doing that student bond. And the information, you add that in as you're building that relationship as well. And have fun. This is not something that we want you to feel like. If you feel bored doing it, what do you think the students gonna feel? If you come with energy, guess what? That energy, the students gonna feed off your energy. So it's important that if you need a moment to step out, get yourself together, make sure you bring in positive, good energy with you when you come into the workspace, because the students will be able to feel that. They're like, oh, she don't want to be here. So, why am I here? We want you guys to really own this to the point to where the students are excited about it. I want you to get excited about it. I really want you guys to own this opportunity to connect with the students, because you're already doing great work. All right. So relational. So we're gonna move right along to Play-Doh numerals. Play-Doh numerals. All right, task overview of the Play-Doh numerals. All right, children will roll Play-Doh snakes. All right, they're going to use the Play-Doh snakes to use them to form numerals directly on the laminated coded numeral cards. I need a good reader to read the major skills we're going to be focusing on during this activity. Anybody? Major skills.
Recognizing the world, form the world, not with one-to-one corresponding.
Counting one with one-to-one corresponding. That's counting, and then being able to identify what they're counting or count with one-to-one corresponding, not just saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want them to be able to count with one-to-one, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and understand what you're doing. So as you're doing this, you can be looking for that, and you can lean into that to get that outcome and that skill that you're trying to exercise. All right, so in your group, with your parent, with your elbow partner, you should have a folder here. And in the left pocket, it's the workplace. It says Play-Doh Numerals. All right. Says Play-Doh Numerals. Give you a second to find that. Do you have? Okay. Oh, this is good. All right. It says Play-Doh Numerals. We're about to role play in a second, but before we role play, I want you and your elbow partner take a minute and read this page. Take a minute and read this page. Specifically, pay attention to the developmental variations that's listed on the page. All right. So also in your pocket, you will find numerals, either numerals 1 through 4. Now, if you don't have all the numerals, that's because I have to divide the lesson sets up. So one of you are going to be the teacher, one of you are going to be the student. All right? One of you going to be the teacher, one of you going to be the student. All right, so we're going to assume, we're going to let the student tell you what developmental variation level they're on. But if you, right, so if you have cards 1 through 4 or 5 through 6, it probably won't make sense to you. So if you have the upper numbers, it probably makes sense for you to be building or developing, but you can be exploring if you have the lower level. So I'll let whoever's the student pick and tell the teacher which developmental level you are. And teacher, I want you to look at the teaching points at the developmental level and administer the game. All right, we're gonna spend about we'll spend about 3 minutes playing the game, and then we're gonna switch roles. All right, I got your timer going, ready? Go. I actually want you to roll the Play-Doh and put it on the numbers. So you can see whatever challenges the students may be facing during this activity.
I'm staying.
All right, Amy, let's slow down. You'll have to do one dot at a time. You can say the number. What number did you say? That's I think
One more minute. We're gonna switch in a minute. We're gonna switch in a minute. 30 minutes. 32.
I know.
Somebody, good job. Everybody breathe. Let's see y'all smile and have fun. That's stop. We gotta have a serious. All right, so I want you to put all the Play-Doh, mash the Play-Doh back and put it back in the container, put the top on the container, put the numerals back, and you're gonna switch roles. Play-Doh back. in the container. You're gonna switch roles. And now you're gonna tell the teacher what developmental level you're on and the teacher is to do the same thing. You stop clicking. So the teacher's now gonna make the necessary. All right. Y'all switch? Y'all switch already? Y'all switch? Y'all switch? All right, the time is going. Ready? All right, the second, go.
Hey, when you're ready. Oh, no.
All right, about another 30 seconds. Keep going, another 30 seconds.
Okay. We made it to the. You made it. So okay, 1 and 2. Yeah, 2 and 3. Okay.
Right, freeze. Right, freeze. I know y'all having fun right now. We gotta move on. Right? When everybody pack that Play-Doh up, put it back in the container, put the top in on top of it, and you can insert the numerals back inside the pocket folder. Here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is look in the right pocket, there's a laminated sheet. It looks like this with 2 sides on it. It's an accommodation sheet. Share with your partner. You and your partner, it's in chart form. So let me show you. Play-Doh numerals, pattern block pictures, odd number picture pairs, and all the accommodation for Play-Doh numerals is in this column. I want you, I'm about to give you a challenge question, and I want you and your partner to tell me what accommodation you would make for the problem that I'm going to give you. You've got a student that's eating the Play-Doh. All right? Read the different accommodations, and then in 1.5 minutes, I want you to popcorn out some accommodations that you would make for that student. Go. All right. Wait, another 20 seconds. So we're in this now. Everybody, I done heard from almost every. I want to hear from somebody I haven't heard from, that we haven't heard from. Who wants to speak up and tell us what's an appropriate accommodation for a student that's eating Play-Doh? Somebody who hasn't spoken up. First.
One of the things we talked about was pre-rolling video. I think it's time we had pre-roll to have a whole day.
got something they want to add to that. It's another combination. Go ahead. Oh, and over hand, sure, yeah. Depending on the student too. So you want to be respectful to, some students may, look out. So, yes, absolutely. Anybody got anything else that popped out? Go ahead.
I was thinking of just not having like an extra set of.
Absolutely, absolutely. Zalima, we affirm you. Good job. So all of those things are right. There's no wrong answer. This is nobody's listening. You guys are in charge of this. This is your station. If somebody's come to your station and you need to make it work for them, make it work for them. You don't need permission to do this. You don't need if you need resources or any extra assistance, I will be there for you and I'll have people for you for whatever you need. But by you looking at this, answering that question, I'm very confident that you guys are going to be okay. All right. Are we ready to move on? Did y'all like that? Did y'all like that? All right. All right, we just talked about that. We talked about pre-roll. Also, we didn't, I want to touch on this, the workload adjustment. So we don't want to modify the activities we can accommodate. So adjusting how many they do is okay. That's an accommodation for them, where they at. Meet the kids where they at, and you want to build on. So what's next? I always think about what's next, right? And also meeting the kid where he or she is. Do you have a question? And also being verbal. Being verbal. All right, we on to the next activity. Pattern block pictures. Pattern block pictures. Task overview. Children choose pattern block picture mats and fill out the outlines with pattern blocks to form animals, vehicles, or more. Now, I only printed out two different. I printed out one that was easy, one that was hard. So you guys have access to a variety of different pattern block pictures that you guys can print out, laminate, and add to your inventory of things that's accessible to your students in your classroom. So I need a good reader to read the major skills we're going to be touching on. Let's go, Mary.
And name shape.
Right, name shapes. Good. Right. So then talking about how their shapes that they're putting in is contributing to the whole big picture. So, all right. So let's go back to your folder. And on the back of the Play-Doh numerals, I want you and your partner take a second. Take a second and read this page, right? It's on the back. So you got Play-Doh numerals on one side, and on the back of the Play-Doh numerals, you have pattern block pictures. You and your partner take a moment and read that. All right. So likewise, I want you to bring your attention to the screen, or you can take a look at the bottom of the developmental variations. So we're going to role play. We're going to role play again. One of you going to be the teacher, one of you going to be the students. Now, in this bag, I have enough pieces that can go to any of the mats. The mats on the front and the mat, and there should be, so if you have two different picture mats, that means that your mat is double-sided if you only have one. Right. So if your student tells you their developmental level, it's on you to make sure that they are on track. You don't want to give them a harder mat than where they're at. So, all right, one of you are the teacher, one of you are the students. We're going to take about 3 minutes and let you guys practice this activity, and then we're going to switch. All right, you want to tell them whether you're exploring, developing, building, or advanced. And I want the teacher to interact as you guys would in Workspaces. All right, the timer is set. Go. No, those cards that are in there, just leave the cards in the bag.
First. And you find out this is trapezoids. Tell you to put your. Can you put this on? Okay. Yes.
All right, about another 10 seconds.
That's my kind of.
All right. All right, everybody follows through. I saw a lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. Now, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna debrief in a second, but I want y'all to switch because I want to take the time and get it all in a second. So now I want you to put the pieces back to the center, put all the pieces, clear the mat, put them back in the bag. And then you're gonna switch roles because it makes some teachers, some of them pulled out just the pieces the students were using. Some people pulled out all the pieces. It's a different level of rigor if I have to choose and select between a variety of pieces and then you have all the pieces that are on the mat. So I want the teacher, I want you to take charge of that. So that's why we're starting first, all right? Now you're gonna switch roles and understand there's mats on both the sides. If you have one mat, you should have 2 options. All right? All right, now switch roles. I'm gonna start the timer. Ready? So you tell the teacher what developmental level that you're on. Because I'm listening in, I'm seeing how every different groups are handling it. And it's interesting, but it's not right, it's not wrong, it's all good, actually. I love how you're leaning into the student's interest and access. So let's go start the timer right now. All right, I hate to interrupt this good dialogue on here. Hey, raise your hand if you can hear me. Great. So 2 things I want to try before we begin our conversation discussion. I saw this example right here. If a kid does this, is this wrong? 2 trapezoids making a hexagon, is that wrong? No? Is that wrong? If a kid puts that together, No? Okay. No? Okay. Good, good. Went into, so I even saw somebody that was developing that was on a harder mat, and she said because the student chose that one. So the student chooses the mat, do you take that mat from them and give them a different mat, or do you help them with that mat and then maybe give them one that's more appropriate? Say it again.
Show them how.
Show them how it fits.
Yeah.
Good, good. All right, let's refer back. Good stuff. Let's refer back to the accommodations laminated sheet. And I want you to look in the column that says pattern block pictures. And I want you, your challenge question is you have a student that his asset, he loves art. He's great with colors. He can name the colors. He can draw, tell him to go get green. He can grab green. He can paint green. He can color green. He can color blue. He can do all the colors. He's very fluent with his colors, but his shapes, he's not quite matching the shapes of properly. Which accommodation will be appropriate for a student that has that asset, that's having that challenge of matching the shapes with the picture? Start the timer now. Take about a minute and a half. Few more seconds, few more seconds. All right, let's come back together. Let's come back together. Team, y'all ready? All right. What possible solutions did you find or accommodations you find that would be appropriate for a student having this challenge? Who wants to volunteer? Yes, good of course. So you said do what? Color the shape or the color the mat? Color the mat, the color of the pattern block. I got something on that.
Shape also. It will. Matching. So,
Yeah. That's all good stuff. Other challenges that you guys see while playing the games, just your prayer. What are the challenges that you face for? You know, we're specifically talking about this game here. But if there's something else that popped out to you that you didn't have the opportunity to say, feel free to share. What challenges did you face playing the games or even administering the games that may be helpful to the whole group?
To me, it's satisfaction for the kids, you don't want to do the work. So, application to. Kids, and they just go out and get it.
How many people have dealt with that? How many people have had that challenge? So do you give up? Do you lean in? Do you?
The kids, I'm talking about the kids, whatever we're doing now, we see how to do it. It's like, the quit the club. So you have to work with kids. It's good together. Before you do this. But still, it's me, those kind of thing. Yeah.
And I heard a lot of good jobs. I heard a lot of good job, great job, nice. When people are having success, that's rewarding for the student. When you tell the student.
Encourage them.
Very good. Yes, very good. Anybody got anything else like that? Anything else? All right. Good job. Can you do me a favor? Now, we're gonna put the pieces back. Now, you see, it's a little set of cards. Some of you have a full set, some of you don't. Put the blocks back into the bag and take out those small deck of cards, and also the 2 pieces of construction paper that are in your folder. Right, we're gonna move right on to item number picture pairs. And there are other accommodations on there. There's some really good accommodations. I know you guys read it, I know you guys, but make sure that you constantly refreshing yourself and staying fresh with this information. So when a challenge does come to you, you're not surprised. All right, item number picture pairs, task overview. Partners work together to sort out 12 numeral and picture cards, placing each set on a separate piece of paper. They then take turns finding matching pairs of sets and numerals. I need a volunteer to read the major skills we're going to be addressing in this activity. Someone who I have heard. I think everybody has had your turn. You do it? Okay.
Recognize numerals to 3, count with functional correspondence to 3, match sets and numerals to 3.
So the numbers only go to 3. So if you have a half set, if it's not all 12, the cards that you have are to 3. They should be. If they're not, let me know. They all should go to 3. So if you have 6, they go 1 to 3, and then they go 1 to 3 again. So what I want you to do is we're going to start. I kind of thinking, do I want everyone to start face up, or do I want you just to at your discretion play it? So I'll keep the flow, I'll keep the rhythm that we have going, but something's going to pop out to you as you're playing. So I want everyone to pull out the second sheet in your left pocket. It says outnumber picture pairs. Outnumber picture pairs. Now this sheet right here is the accommodation sheet for this, so you can keep that near it as well. But you and your partner take about 2 or 3 minutes. You're gonna read this page, outnumber picture pairs. As you're reading, you can go ahead and decide, one of you can be the teacher, one of you can be the student. All right. So I want you guys to decide who's the teacher, who's the student, and I want whoever's the student to tell the teacher what their developmental level is. So look at the teaching notes. When they tell you the developmental level, do you have a part?
She's coming.
She's coming. All right, I'm starting to. Go.
Okay. I know she does work. Remember what you did. Okay. The picture over here that shows student. Got a message. Right. What you get? Can you find the picture that matches? Yeah. All right, one more. How many? Can you find the picture? Got it. All right. It's harder. Don't get too good at that. Okay. We're gonna play. Okay. Dance. Okay. For one part. Which you get.
Right, remember.
Oh, okay, I'm looking. I'm gonna remember. You know, I've been on my. Here. Okay.
So they're on.
You remember how spoiled They match. No. Yes, one. You know it's this one, that was you know it's not this one. It must be this. Yes, sir.
Essentially, yeah, it's okay. How many is it?
Okay.
So.
Oh,
My turn. One, and. They don't match. Your turn.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you can hear me. What you're gonna do now, you're gonna put the cards in the stack. And you're gonna just switch roles. All right, whoever's the student, tell the teacher your developmental level. You may begin now.
All right.
I'm gonna say the 10.
So how many of them? Ten. Let's try again. Ready? There's three out of three. And this side. Oh. Ready? Yeah. Okay. How many students is one? One. Oh, no. Ready? Smiley face. Image, that's three. Now, one. Does one match three? Let's try again. That matches. Yeah, sure, I'm not sure.
About 20 more seconds, about 20 more seconds.
Let's try counting again.
All right, raise your hand if you hear me. Very good stuff. So instead of us coming up with a challenge question, I want to go over all of the different accommodations and the different types of accommodations real quick, just so you can internalize and have it and at least familiarize yourself with it. All right. So they're separating into different categories. All right. The first category, pull out the sheet, not this accommodation sheet, but there's a sheet that looks like that. fill that sheet out. Yes, and we're, and
This one is.
yes, we're gonna. So tactile basically means connected to or related to the sense of touch. Just something that engages them in touching and feeling. We know that sensory, we know how our youngsters like to do that. All right. So a lesson adjuster, use real life objects to practice. One-to-one correspondence, counting, many pumpkins, 2 leaves, many apples. Visual. Start with the pairs made. Present 1 correct pair at a time. Example, 2 numeral, 2 quantity cards. Practice labeling the numeral card and then counting the quantity card. Repeat for all the pairs. Having the cards and numerals from least to greatest. That's another good visual. Workload adjustment. Sorting the numbers. Start by sorting the numbers. Teach the students how to sort the numbers and the quantity pictures. Just so they can at least distinguish the two and know the two. And also, verbal. You can count for them verbally or use their talker device model to model the counting script. And there's a link in here as well. I'm going to share this with you guys so you'll have access to this. We are now at the end of our presentation. So what I want you to do now is put the cards back inside the pocket, your little container that you got them out of. I'm going to need this. However, I'm going to give each, I was only give each.
So I got help.
I'm going to give, so it's 6 groups, but I have 8 folders. I'm going to give each class, so you have a tracker inside each of the folders. So I'm going to give each room. So raise your hand if you're in here for room 1. Room 1. Okay, room 2. Room 2. Room 3. Okay. Room 4.
Everywhere, sorry.
Okay. Room 4. Room 5. Okay. Room 6. Okay. Room 7. Room 8. All right. So each of you are going to have a folder. So you guys would need necessarily, y'all, right? We just need the tracker. So one of you probably can. So this is how. This was the vision of it being done. So on this tracker, you're going to pull this sheet out. And you're going to write your students' names on this sheet, and you're going to skip a line. You're going to write the student's name and skip a line, write the student's names. So if you have AM and PM, if you need an extra, I do have extras. So don't worry about running out of space. All right?
We can be people.
You can make a copy, okay. If you can make a copy, that's even better. However, for accountability, I do want you guys to plug this in today before you leave today with your students' names in your class. All right. And I also would like you to locate the materials for the games before you leave today, just so I know what you have. So we can hit the ground running and going next week. And if you can't find the materials, let me know what materials you need so I can support you in that area. I want each of you to get with your facilitator, your classroom teachers, and figure out what's the best time for you to host the math workspaces. And then let me know so I can come work with you and work side by side and play the games with you in your class. So let's say whatever time that is, you just tell me, hey, we're going to do hours after lunch this time. We're going to do hours in the morning this time. And then I'll write it down that way. if I'm scheduled to do my drop-ins, I can come play the game in room 2, I can come in room 8, I can come in room 4 and play, because I know you'll be playing at that time. And let's say, you don't have to have that time that you're gonna do that for me today. It's Monday, can we have it by Monday, by lunchtime Monday, by lunchtime Monday? You let me know like what time is a good time for math workspace. Talk to me, let me know, because I want this to be, I don't want this to be any like pressure or anxiety. Like, what works for you guys? Is Monday okay for you to talk to your math teacher on a good time for you to administer and implement the math workspaces? Monday, you give Monday, hey, can you come, whatever works best with you guys. I'm not giving you time, I just need to have it just so I know what's going on.
There are 3 workspaces for the whole month of October. So these will be the only 3 for the whole month. So you might get kids who play with it multiple times and you get to write something down. And your teachers have different ways of scheduling things. So there's not a requirement of like every kid has to play every workspace and not doing that. But we want to see who is playing the workspaces, who's not, what do we need to do next? So really talk to your classroom teacher because they might be pulling kids for writing and saying, well, I need you roaming around the room because I'm doing writing today or I'm giving an assessment. So it's really important you schedule with them and you can talk to them. Like it's not required, but I have materials for 3 workspaces and I want to try to get more kids engaged in using.
We're hoping this will raise our math scores, our math outcomes, the whole self-efficacy around math. We want this to be good for our schools. So,
Later question.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I've already put up as well.
So answer me a question. If you have kids that need accommodations, you need to have the accommodations set up with, yes. You have students that you know need accommodations, go ahead and plan for those accommodations. That's part of being proactive as a professional. Like that was a real good question too. But also, I don't want you to marginalize the student. So also, you're making a comment, give the students, since this is the first time, give the student room to explore it. The student it's been times I've made accommodations and they've exceeded my expectations. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll let you guys lead this. I'm not gonna, and so in these spaces, like if it's a Monday, you'll put that day what it is. So let's say Monday's 10/7. So let's say if someone participated and you'll put the name, so the name will already be here. So you'll put 10/7 on the Monday. That's all you have to do. If there's any notes you want to put here, like, okay, recognize this number is good, or anything you want to write here, it's not required, but this is a space for you to help you guys track your students, where they are, and also you can see if students are regressing. If the student was doing one-to-one correspondence with you one day, then the next day, they're not doing what's going on. What can we do? What trends are we seeing? All right, man. I am all I need. You can keep. So everybody from the room, and I just want to make sure you have a folder. The accommodations. I need back the Workspaces materials in the pattern block. So you can keep the mats if you want. You can keep all of, I need this, everything else you can keep. Everything else you can keep. Just really more time while I get them. No. I just need the bridges materials, and these materials that we engage with today, is what I want you to go and try to find in the rules. If you're having trouble, let me know. That way I can make note of it and we can see if we can track down what you need. But also, Bridges has a link online of things that you can print out. We can laminate, so we can really be creative with this. So, don't stress yourself out. I want you to just go back to your work. You know what you need. Go back once you come back and you tell me that you have your materials for Play-Doh numerals, pattern block picture pairs, autumn number pictures. I'll check your room number off and you'll be good. Is everybody clear? Any questions? Any questions? All right. Everybody, Paris, let's give us all one big clap. We affirm you. Good.